So let's get this bowl set. Now with this patty here, you can clean it off if you want to. A little bit doesn't hurt. It can stick onto the clay and help keep it adhered to the wheel head. So again, making sure things are set on the wheel head, compressing down just a little bit, closing the seam on the base. Compressing in with your left hand, compressing down with your right, compressing in with your left, compressing with your right. In beginning, sometimes it's easier for people to understand centering and get the feel for it with both hands. Right, so if you compress from both sides, squeeze into center gently, that will bring the clay up to coning, and then you can compress with the pads of your palms, right? Squeezing in, coning up, compressing down. Eventually one hand will win out over the others. Right? And I like to use this throwing slip, you know, as the lubricant, right? So it's the motor oil to your engine. I want to burn out them pistons. So same thing as a cup. I'm looking for a nice size. And the trick that I've found is that I'll actually measure in height from the base of the wheel head to the top of the centered clay. So as you can see, the top is just about to the height of my two fingers here, right? And I found that if I pay attention to this, I get nice consistent cups, nice consistent bowls. So with this, I'll begin to open. So with the cup, I open with my left hand, my left thumb. With this bowl, I'll open with both thumbs, just to show people. So again, when you're beginning, learning to center, you press down equal pressure with both thumbs. It does a lot of the work for you. And then you can open up. I typically open with my thumb, just like this, right? And compressing the base. And I have a nice groove already happening on my clay here. So I'll pinch that, and then I'll begin to pull out. Right, so cups are like this, right? You want to add more pressure on the outside than the inside. Bowls are like this. You want to add more pressure on the inside than the out. So using water, I'll press my finger in on the base a little bit, begin to raise that up. Becomes a nice groove. And then I'll pinch the clay together and then bring it up and outward. Right? Compress that rim a little bit. Pinch that clay together. Bowls are interesting. Sometimes the pressure on the outside and the inside, it'll begin to roll up and over. Then you'll get a split rim, which is fine if that's what you're going for. If not, not so much. Then with the inside, we'll just flatten this out a little bit. So with the bowls, like the cups, I usually get 3 pulls maximum with them, depending on what I want to do. Lately it's been 2 pulls and then a shaping throw with a rib. Since the idea behind these demonstrations are to do something simple, so you don't have a rib, right? I'll use my sponge. I want to compress that base down, pull out the extra slip. And here you have a choice. You can take off the excess clay now, which will be easier on you. I prefer to do it now than at the end, because when you shape your bowl, you won't have quite the nice angle to follow to remove the rest of that clay that's on the base there, right? So from here, I'll support the outside with my left hand, and then I'll just press in with my sponge until the bowl starts to take shape. And again, once I get close to that finish line, I'll slow my wheel down. A little bit of movement's okay, but if I go too fast, it usually has high risk for disaster. Right? You can always think of the adage, speed kills, right? And we'll go down just a little bit more, giving a little bit more depth. Once I go down, I want to come back up, right? So, nice deep bowl, hold a lot of cereal, hold a lot of salsa, and last little bit here, using that plastic to take off that extra slip, right? Yeah, Jim Wilder. That's my high school teacher. He taught me that. Stayed with me ever since. You could use a chamois. I just have found the chamois doesn't, well, it does work well. It doesn't get that crisp, nice, smooth rim to the plastic. Okay? So now I don't have that awkward angle of trimming off the base. And from here, if you don't cut off that base, it will be remarkably difficult in taking off your bowl. So, as you noticed, when I lifted up on the bowl, it tacoed a little bit. Clay has a memory, so if you just press right back in on where it folded,